Is Etsy in trouble? Sales are down, sellers are quitting, and the competition is getting fierce. But Etsy also just made more money. So let's talk about their Q4, their quarter four numbers, and what it means for you as a seller. Hey everyone, what is going on? I'm LL. I help other Etsy sellers start, build, and grow their businesses so they can make more sales and be less frustrated. So let's talk about Etsy's quarter four numbers. So in the fourth quarter of 2024, Etsy's gross merchandise sales, meaning the total value of all the items sold, dipped by about 6.8%. So it basically landed on 3.74 billion with the B dollars. So there was a dip, but they're still in the billions, which is crazy high. Also, active buyers decreased by 2.6%. So they're down to, in terms of the total number of people buying on the platform, that's down to 89.6 million, down 2.6%, like I said. But active sellers saw an even bigger decline of 10%. So the actual people actively selling on the platform is now down to 8.1 million. And this decline in sellers is really due to the new onboarding fees and the stricter selling standards that Etsy has released. Basically, they're really trying to enhance the overall quality of the marketplace. So honestly, the seller decline doesn't bother me one bit, since there's a lot of bad actors on the platform, and that hurts us all, the people that are trying to scam or just not offering high quality stuff. So this is something that Etsy's been trying to get a handle on for years, and they're continuing to improve their process. So I think this is a good thing, especially if the number of sellers is much higher than the decline of total buyers. At the end of the day, the total number of buyers is really what I'm concerned about. But it's not all bad news. Etsy's revenue actually saw a slight uptick. So their revenue reached a record 852.2 million in Q4. So this is a 1.2 increase from prior year. So the revenue is really largely due to their services that not that they've added. They've had these services, but Etsy Ads, which is one of their services, they're really attributing to this because they're saying it's been more efficient, helping sellers promote their products better. I mean, they're using more technology, they're using AI, things like that, which is going to help the ads perform better. But of course, you be the judge of that. It's going to be different for everybody. Etsy ads, you got to be careful with them. There's always going to be winners and losers when it comes to Etsy ads, and how your stuff is laid out and the quality of your listings really do affect that. So don't kill the messenger. If you're not seeing positive returns on your Etsy ads, you have to be careful. But that's all I'm going to say about that. And another really kind of neat surprise, or pleasant surprise rather, is their net income jumped by 56% to 129.9 million, if I could say words. So this means that Etsy is managing its operations more efficiently. So they're making more money, they're keeping more of their money, and they're converting higher percentage of their revenue into profit. So not that directly affects you. You're like, okay, great, Etsy's making more money. But it's good news for the strength of the company. So if you plan on using the platform and selling on the platform long term, you want the company to be strong. You don't want them to be losing money hand over fist and then them eventually to go bankrupt or go out of business. So you want them to have a strong balance sheet. So this is good news. And if you plan on selling for a while and getting even more support, help, and sales, I recommend joining my very close-knit community called the Etsy Games VIP program. If you haven't seen that yet, I would definitely recommend checking it out. We have live weekly coaching calls to help you do critiques with your listings, SEO. There's courses, motivation, and tons of support to help Etsy sellers thrive. So if you want to check it out, type games in the comments if you're on YouTube, or check out the show notes on the podcast. I'd love to have you inside there and help you more closely with your shop and growing your business. All right, so one area that Etsy is really doing a good job, and they've highlighted in their Q4 reporting a lot, is their mobile app. So now, and maybe you've used it, but a lot of people are using the mobile app more and more, and they've spent a lot of time and money improving this. So they're saying over 40% of Etsy sales come through the app. So even though it accounts for just 25% of the total visits, 40% of the sales come from it. So that's a pretty big differentiator. So that's good news. And this shows that people are more likely to start using the app more and more, just like Amazon. They're switching to the mobile buying experience. And this is just the wave of the future. This is the way things are gonna be. People aren't gonna sit down, open up their computer or their laptop to buy something. They're just gonna pull out their phone, which they always have beside them in their pocket, to buy stuff. And that's why it's frustrating when you text message someone and they don't respond right away. They respond the next day because you know they have that phone in their pocket. Darn it, you know that they're ignoring you. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. With all that stuff being said, there are always going to be continual challenge, and the main challenge with Etsy and any big platform such as this is just competition. So obviously Amazon's the competition for everybody, and then the low cost providers, Temu, Shein, they're going to take a chunk of buyers just because it's such low cost. But we all know if you buy a shirt on Shein, it's going to be 2 sizes too small. So I think the quality is not there. I think you can get a lot better quality stuff on Etsy, and I think Etsy is focused on that. So we'll see, but there's always going to be competitors kind of trying to take their bite of the market share. And looking forward, just for this year, for this Q1, Etsy does expect that there will probably be another decline in overall gross sales. So they expect it to be similar, around 7% drop, just like the last quarter. But they're continuously working to grow and get more buyers, get more sellers. But really, this is in line with a lot of the other platforms out there and seeing the dip. And there was a lot of outside factors at play, right, that we can't control. Economic, inflation, the election, all this stuff, hurricanes last year, all this stuff contributed to the overall performance of these platforms. And there's always peaks and valleys. You have to remember, 2008 when the market tanked, everything tanked. So there's peaks and valleys. We have to stay the course, focus on what you can control. Things will eventually pick back up, but it is a little challenging right now for sellers on a lot of different platforms, not just Etsy. So just stay in it for the long haul, and eventually you'll continue to grow and come out on top and use this as a learning experience. The main takeaway is no one likes to see a dip in sales, but there are positives with what's going on in terms of the platform, the changes that they're making, trying to get rid of the bad actors, trying to make it a more quality platform, trying to improve it for sellers. Do they have a long way to go? Absolutely. They've made some bad decisions that hurt sellers, mainly sellers, but I think they're trying to continue to improve, which is a good thing. It's still a strong company, which is a good thing. So I think I'm a glass half full type of guy. So I think things will kind of iron themselves out, but we'll see how this year pans out. If you guys want another really good video to help you with your Etsy shop, check it out. It's either here or here. Also like or subscribe or follow, all the things to make sure you get notified when I post new stuff. Talk to you guys later.